Hi there, welcome back. Thanks for being here. In our last lecture, we have talked about how to call Java method into our feature file and how to write JavaScript methods in our feature file. I have described that. So, Karate is a codeless automation tool, but still we had to write some of the snippets in order to make our framework more generic and more versatile. Because, however, Karate offers powerful assertion and powerful features, but still there are times where we are in need of doing a lot of customization. Say for example, if you look into my last example, so I have written couple of Java methods, like one is to feed the input body message, payload message, and another Java method to write the response into a node file, text file. So basically, if you wanted to have that logging mechanism being placed in any other file, so however, Karate has a logging mechanism, so where you can set that log level by handling a log parameter in either to normal mode or debug mode in the log back.xml file that we have seen in our previous lecture. But still, if you are only interested in some of the elements and if you wanted to customize the response, you can do that. And in the similar fashion, you can write some basic JavaScript functions as well. And also, guys, I hope you have been following my lectures thoroughly and you are building some understanding about this Karate test automation framework, because this is trending today, and it will too, because it is very easy and it is a codeless tool and you can write tests very quickly, and also it does support UI automation, performance automation, API, and also the service virtualization. But right now the boom is for API, so other than any of the other things, so API testing is done through Karate. So many companies are deploying this thing and they are in a process of deploying, so please focus on these learnings, so that you guys are up to their knowledge in the testing domain. And if you have any questions, so please feel free to connect me. I've given my description in the chat box. So coming to the topic, so I have something interesting for you. So I have an updated version of it. So by far, if you see our programs or our feature files, so I have been executing through JUnit 4. So the runner class what I have had was using JUnit 4. And from in today's lecture, so I'm going to see how you can execute by using JUnit 5 class, because JUnit 5 is the advanced version, and there are significant differences between JUnit 4 and JUnit 5. So JUnit 4 basically supports the run with annotation. If you have looked into our previous runner class, you might have noticed that we have used run with annotation, and also the another annotation was Karate options. But when we go to JUnit 5, so we will not be using any of those two annotations because those were deprecated. I'm sorry, I mean, if you are migrating to JUnit 5, I would say you are not required. I would not say they are deprecated, okay? And the another thing is that, but run with is something that is not in use by JUnit 5, and Karate options is coming from Karate JUnit, so that is coming from a different package. Yeah, but moving on to JUnit 5, what other features? And JUnit 4 is already helping us to run feature files. So we were able to run as a Maven test, and we were able to integrate it with Jenkins, and we were able to run the feature files. Everything it is happening, but why still we need to go to JUnit 5? So if you ask me, if you have this question, so please understand, guys, JUnit 5 has Karate JUnit 5 has little more advanced features. So where you can actually customize the execution. So if you look into the Karate JUnit 4 class, let me quickly go to the documentation. So if you go to their class, which is JUnit 4, if you see, there is only one method written. I mean, the execution is fully controlled by method, or you need not have a method. So there are couple of annotations. So run with, you need to tell JUnit that whether it has to run with karate.class or a JUnit.class. And the another thing that we were relying on is Karate options. So in the Karate options, you are actually gluing your feature files by specifying the parameter features, and you're also gluing the tags. Say for example, if you want to run smoke, or if you would like to execute regression, sanity, based on that, you're actually pinning the tags. But in JUnit 5, we can handle this execution by splitting it into more number of methods. If you come down a bit, you can see there are 3 methods. The method one test sample says, like say for example you wanted to run a sample feature file, so you wanted to run a one basic feature file, so you can just invoke this method, you can call this method. And there are another method called test tags. So you have tags, like you wanted to execute a specific type of test, so then you can make use of this method. And then you have test full path, so where you can specify the absolute path of a feature file and you can execute that alone. So the three methods can be executed together collectively, or they can be executed individually as well. So if you see, each method has an annotation @karate.test, okay, so which is exclusive feature to JUnit 5, and this kind of execution cannot be done by JUnit 4. And also with respect to the core features, like JUnit 4 was not supporting some of the plugins and integrated development environment plugins, but JUnit 5 has that support. And the second thing is that run with annotation. Yeah, so let's quickly see how JUnit 5 is playing a role in our execution, and then we'll also see how we can run with the Maven test. So in order to explain this lecture, so what I've done, I've created a Maven project. I've placed a couple of feature files which we have already seen. So you guys are good because nothing I've done new. So whatever is there, whatever the setup I have today at this point, so everything we have discussed. So this is a basic Maven project. I'll give you a walkthrough of my pom.xml file. So the only difference is that, so earlier I was having Karate JUnit 4 dependencies, but now I have used JUnit 5 dependencies. Yeah, O.9.5. And rest other things are quite same, like I have Maven Surefire plugin or Maven compiler plugin, and also I have in the build section I have different plugins, like you wanted to specify the Maven goal, like you wanted to build, or you wanted to clean, or you wanted to build a jar. So all those plugins were specified. In the same fashion, you have Surefire and compiler plugins also specified, because these plugins will help you to run the test from your command line. If you wanted to run the test from your terminal by invoking a command, so these are the plugins which will help. So otherwise it cannot detect a test. And if you see, there is a block called test resources, which we have already discussed, that when you are controlling your test from a command line execution, so you need to ensure that the test only picks up, the Maven only picks the feature files, like .java files are ignored. So I have given an explanation like how Maven manifesto works, like where to keep the development code and where to keep the testing code, and if at all we need to separate the class files and the resource files, any test data files, like how Maven separates, because this manifesto will help the dev application to be deployed very properly. Say for example, if you are preparing a package to, or if you are deploying in the production instance or any higher environment, so you need not have your test code there. So whatever you have in the main, whatever is helpful to run your application and keep it up and running, so as far as you push them, it's all good. But if you keep everything in a mingled manner, so you are actually overwhelming your application, and that could cause lot of other problems where you will be spending a lot of your time triaging them. Yeah, so that is the reason I have given a block. So I'm telling explicitly that please ignore any file that has .java extension. So please only pick feature file, because Karate is recommending us to keep the runner file and feature file together, like almost identical, under the class path you write. Maybe you create another folder or you write in the same folder. It is up to you. Okay, so it is up to you how you specify and manage the execution. Look, if you wanted to have a decent framework standard, you create a separate folder under the class path and you mention. So otherwise, even if you have in the same, it is absolutely fine. So now what I would do, I would create a class file, and then I would copy those methods, and I will explain you like how that method works. So I would call this method as a runner class. I'm creating a runner class, and now let me copy one of this method. So let me copy this sample method, test sample method, and now you can see there are some dependencies missing. So let me just import them. So karate.run. So if you see the dependency, the import if import statement, it is coming from JUnit 5 package, and also we are not using run with, and we are not using any karate options. So now, so run.sample, like but this is a example keyword that I have mentioned. Like here we need to specify which particular feature file you wanted to execute. Say for example, I wanted to execute right now create Jira. Yeah, so create a Jira. So let me just specify, make sure guys you guys are mentioning this proper spelling and proper word, otherwise it cannot find your test. So now I have just saved it. I am running this class file and as a JUnit 5, and let's see what happens. So execution has started and it seemed to pick the file and test case got passed. Let me just show you the output. So this is the endpoint that got invoked, and these are the parameters like what is the key that it has taken as a header and all that. And you can see there is a bug that got created, which is MYP 165. Now I would show another method. Okay, so in this method let us just execute both the feature files. Like I wanted to specify so that both feature files are picked. So let me show you how to do that. So in the runs, so instead of tags, what I will do, I will just give the relative path of it. Say for example, in the class path, we know that what is class path. SRT test Java is considered as a class path, and com/org is the folder structure, because if you see the package name, you have a com, and inside that com you have another directory called org, and inside that org you have couple of feature files. And I wanted to pick both of them, so I'm not specifying the particular feature file name. I wanted both of them to be executed. So let me just run this feature file, guys. Let me run this method. So as I told you, so you can just click this individual method. So if you see, there is an option called run test tags, and on the other hand, if I wanted to run the test sample alone, so I can do that as well, run test sample. This is the beautiful feature that JUnit 5 has, where JUnit 4 was not having. So just let me quickly validate this method, because we have already seen that test sample got passed, and now let's see how test tag goes. So we'll see whether it picks two files or not, and then so let me just go here. I think let me run the class file, guys. So I think something went wrong, so it didn't pick. Let me just run the file so that it runs again. So under the test tags, just a moment, I'll be checking like why this has happened. So create a bug has already invoked, and now okay guys, so this is the reason. So we don't have any test case that is mapped with the tag second. So for some time, let me just remove this thing, and now let me show you the execution part. So there is nothing wrong that we have done. So we haven't taken care of the tags parameter. If it is expecting a tag called second, but none of our feature file is mapped with that specific tag, so it just ignored. So now I have taken that off. So we can see that the test cases are executed twice, because test tags method executed once and test sample method executed. So test sample method executed only one feature file, but test tags method executed both of them. Yeah, and on the other hand, you can also specify the whole path as well. Instead of this, you can specify src test java, and inside that com/org/ and then you can specify the feature file that you wanted to execute, get issue dot feature. So let's run this test tag alone and see, make sure only one particular file would be picked, so which is jira get issues dot feature. So I think there could be a mistake done from my end. Get issue jira, let me identify what is the cause for it. So src test java is my class path, and com.org and jira get issue. Just let me remove this extension and see. I think it is optional. And test has started, and again I think one moment guys, I think there is another method actually. This is test tags method. I'm really sorry. So I need to just pick up this method, like test full path method, so that this gets executed. properly. So I'm using the wrong method. So what I would do, so now instead of this class path, instead of this karate, I would say the complete path. I would say the complete path of it: src test java, and then com.org / create jira.feature, for example. Yeah, so let me just run this file now, test full path, and I'm just removing the tags because at this point in time we don't have any tag specified. So let me run this test full path method. Just right click, run as JUnit test. So this time it got picked. So this is the method difference, guys. So in the test tags method, it didn't take, and if you take the test full path here, where you need to specify the absolute path of a specific feature file. So if you, this is a cool feature, like where you can control your execution and you can also add the tags. Let us quickly see how we can control this execution as a Maven test also. So before that, I would like to give you a walkthrough what are the things that you should have when you wanted to run this test as a Maven test. So in the pom.xml file, please make sure that you have this test resources block. I have done a video like how to integrate how to run karate test as a Maven test. Please go through that learning for the complete details. I'm just giving you a crisp overview of how it should be. And you should have a couple of plugins in the build section, which is Surefire plugin and Maven compiler plugin. So these two are more than enough. And now what I would do, I would go to the path where this particular feature file, or let me just execute from terminal as well. I'll just say right click on project, and then I would call open in terminal. So here I can just very well run the command. So how do you control the execution? If you come down, so they are saying that just please make sure that you add this plugin, which we have already added, and this is the command that you need to execute. So maven space test -d test is the parameter and the class name that you wanted to give. So let me give the same thing. So maven space test -d test equals to the name of our class is runner. So we should now see that all three methods should get invoked, and the execution should happen, and all test cases should get passed. Yeah, now you are noticing that the run has started, and test cases got executed too. So you can see that there are 4 test cases got executed. Yeah, because we have 3 methods, and in first method we have executed 1 feature file, and in the second method we have called couple of feature files, and in third method we have 1. So all 4 got executed, and this is how you run this as a Maven test. And reports can be very well observed in the target folder. So if you just refresh it, you can just find them. So I think if you just go to Surefire reports, you can find that create instant Jira is actually present. So let me open it in a browser. So open in browser and Chrome. So you can see that report got stored as well. So this is the HTML report. So that's it for this learning, guys. So I hope this is the new thing. So still many organizations are using their frameworks with JUnit 4. So having JUnit 5 knowledge is always advantageous, because when you appear in the interviews, or when you show that you have a skill set that you can integrate with JUnit 5, so it is really good, because at some point in time every framework has to be migrated to JUnit 5 in the near future. So please be focused in this learning, guys. If something is not seem to be proper, please rewatch this video. I hope that this is very brief explanation that I've given. So if you have liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe to this channel. So I think you have a great rest of today. Thank you all.